everybody, welcome back to Erndales. My name is Dale and I am coming to you from Manitoba, Canada, where I won't even talk about the weather because it doesn't even want to be talked about. I'm done talking about the weather. But look where I am. I'm back in my studio. It's not exactly warm up here, but I don't care. I'm warm anyway. I've got my little, Mickey Mouse shirt on. Yeah. Anyway, I'm back in my studio. This is the first time, actually, I have been in my studio for probably 2 months. So I'm really happy to be back here, even if it is a little chilly. Today, we are going to work on this basket. I've had a few requests, quite a few requests of you to show you how I made it. Now, I used a pattern that is a free pattern on Ravelry, and I will link it below. But I have made similar things as this with the exact same construction. This is not a new construction by any means. This is basically how you would crochet a round rug, or I don't know. I've made round rugs like this. I've made baskets, maybe not this big, but the exact same principle. So I will show you, today we're just going to do the base because that's going to take some time. And I don't want this to be like 3 hours long. So we're just going to work on the base. I'm going to get you started and I'm going to get you crocheting this base however large you want. Whatever size you want to make your basket is determined right here at the bottom. So you will need some yarn. This is made of scrap yarn. When I did this one, I held 2 strands of worsted weight with 8 strands of crochet cotton. And there was another strand of an unknown fiber. It was about a fingering weight. And that made this sturdy basket. And if you look close, you can see the crochet cotton in there. And I like that. It looks woven. So my basket that I'm making today is going to be the same size as this. And I want it for my bathroom. I want to put towels, roll towels, or maybe toilet paper or something. So I have colors in mind, and I have chosen a bunch of scrappy little balls that I have around to hopefully get sort of the color as my shower curtain, which I will show you right here. So that's the colors I'm aiming for. However I do it, I don't know. I'm going to be using, this time, I think I'm going to use 3 strands of worsted weight and a few strands of crochet cotton. I think that's what I'm going to do, but I'm going to be mixing mine up as I go along. The other thing I want to say is I have already recorded what I'm going to show you, and I have a disclaimer here that I want you to pay attention to, because for some silly reason I have been saying the wrong thing all the way through this. This project is only single crochet. There is no other stitch except for single crochet. Remember that, because you're going to hear me say double crochet over and over and over again, and I don't know why I did that, but there's no double crochet. When I say double crochet, I mean there are 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. So if you can just keep that in the back of your mind, then I don't have to type single crochet, single crochet. I've said it so many times in this video, and I apologize. I don't know why I did that. I was working and talking, and it was coming out wrong. So there is no double crochet, only single crochet in this project. So I'm going to go over to the table here, and I'm going to show you how to start. You start with a magic loop, and I'll show you how I do my magic loop, which is quite sloppy, but there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube for doing a magic loop to start a crochet project. Some of them I find a little goofy, but you do you. And then we will start the base. I will do the sides in another video because it's time consuming. This takes some time to get it to the size that I want. So the base of your basket determines the size of your basket. If you don't want to do a big one like this, you don't have to. If you want to do just a little small basket to put a pot in with a flower or a plant, or you want to do a little basket to put some yarn in or whatever, some makeup in, I don't know, then stop at the circumference that you want your basket to be. This one is 15 inches across at the bottom. That's the size of mine. It was 15 inches across here. And the one that I'm going to do today is going to be roughly that size again. We will work on this part, on the depth of it, in the next video. So you will need some scrap yarn, however thick. That's the other thing. The thickness is determined by how much yarn you're going to hold together. So let's go over to the table and let's get started. Okay, before we get started, I just want to show you what I've collected as far as yarn is concerned. Now, the pattern that we're going to be using, the free pattern on Ravelry, which I will leave a link to in the description below, and I'm going to sneeze. It's not going to happen. Okay, calls for 4 to 5 strands of DK weight yarn. 2 strands of DK weight is roughly the same as worsted weight. So if you're using 4 strands of DK, you would need 2 strands of worsted weight. Now, when I did my other basket, the one that I showed you, I used 2 strands of worsted weight, and I used this, which is like a fingering, and I used 8 strands of crochet cotton. This time I'm going to use 3 strands of worsted weight, and I might use this, or if I don't use that, I'll use 2 strands of this. The only reason I'm changing it up like this is for color-wise. So I showed you what I sort of want to replicate is my shower curtain. So these are the colors that I have. I don't have much red, and I do have this though. So I can substitute this when I'm running out of this. And I'm going to be changing my colors as I go. I'm not going to use, for instance, all of that orange or all of that gold. I'm just going to be using spurts. My main color will be white and black, and the others I will just add in as I go. So if you are using just rule of thumb, a really loose rule of thumb, 2 strands of fingering is almost equal to DK. 2 strands of DK equals 1 worsted. So you can figure out, based on that loose calculation, and it's very loose, perhaps how much you want to use. And as well, it depends on how big a basket you want to make. If you want to make a big basket like the one I made, more is better. So play with it, just figure it out. Now the hook that we're going to use is a 9mm hook, which is what they call for in the pattern, which is a M hook, M for mum. And you want to have a piece of paper and a pencil just to mark your rows. You also need a stitch marker, which I forgot to bring up. I'll have to go and get one. But this is you're going to be increasing. And so you want to keep a track of how you're increasing. And the best way for me is on a piece of paper. Just so that if you put it down and you come back to it, you can look and see, oh yeah, that was my last increase. So, or you can have a row counter if you want. So I'm going to run downstairs and get a stitch marker, and then we will get started. Okay, to start, you have your yarn. Put your yarn through the palm of your hand, hold it like this, and just wrap it around your 2 fingers, and then pull it off, but hold on to it like this. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, let's do it again. You have your your yarn in the palm of your hand, and you're going to wrap it around 2 fingers, and then you're going to pull it off like this. So you've still got this in here, and then you have your working yarn here. So you're going to go through the loop and pull that yarn through. That's made a slip knot, but you don't want to close that up. Now, all you have to do is go through, pick that up, and pull that through, and now you have a magic loop. So you're going to work in this part of your magic loop. There's a little piece of thread on there. So we're going to start with a magic loop, and I do it kind of sloppy. It doesn't matter, because you're going to, when you get your first starting chain stitches on here, you're going to pull this and it's going to tighten it all up, and it won't look sloppy. So you're going to make a magic loop, and then you're going to single crochet 6 stitches onto this magic loop and go right over this double part as well. So I'm going to tighten that up a little, and I'm going to do 6 single crochet. 1, 2, and it's not easy when you cut so much bulk. 3, you want to make sure you catch every one of the threads. 4, 5, 6. And now you're going to pull this. I'm going to tangle here just a minute. You're going to pull this part that you had hanging through your finger or your palm, and that tightens that all up into a nice tight little ring. So we're ready to start our project. Now, because we are working with such bulky yarn, it might not go as tight in here as if you would have like just a single ply of yarn. It might not go quite as tight. And I probably need to turn the light on, don't I? Would be better. Let's try it. Oh, okay. So this is what you're going to have. Now, I know there are a few of you who don't know how to crochet. So all you need to know is how to make that magic loop and single crochet. If you know all those 2 things, you're on your way. So I've got 3 balls of worsted and this, and it's going to be a tangled mess. And I would suggest that you drop this somewhere. If you're working on a table to start this, drop it over the side. If you are sitting at a chair, drop it on the floor. That way it won't tangle as much. So I'm going to do that just because otherwise I'm going to be so frustrated. I'm going to drop it over there. And I'll probably be upset with myself for coming up here to do this project because I have carpet. It was much easier when I was doing it on the hardwood floors. Okay, so that was round 1. Now you're going to do 2 single crochets in every stitch. 2 single crochets in each stitch. Okay, I need to take that out because that's going to bug me. So here's your first one. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first one, this first few rows is tough. Once you get it loosened up, it'll be better. So that's 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet. And I'm going to put my marker here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and this will be the last one that we do 2 in. 1, 2. So now you should have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So round 3, you're going to single crochet in the next stitch and two double crochet in the next, and then single crochet in the next and 2 double crochet in the next. Okay, so I'm going to take this out again, if I can get it out. There we go. Didn't like that. So you're going to single crochet in the first one, and I'm going to put my marker on that. And you're going to 2 single crochet in the next single. So 1, 2, 1 in the next, 2 in the next, 1 in the next, 2 in the next, 1 in the next, 2 in the next. One in the next, 2 in the next, 1 in the next, and this is our last stitch, so we'll do 2 in this last one. Okay, you can start to see how we're making a round circle. So that was, put it as round 3, and we're going to put a 1, and I'll show you why. So the next round, take that off, we're going to do sorry, we're going to do single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 in this, 1 in this, and 2 in this. Okay, so we're adding an extra single crochet stitch in before. So we only had 1 in between. Now we're going to have 2 in between our doubles. So first one, single crochet, we're going to put our marker there. Single crochet, single crochet, 2 single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, 2 single crochet. single crochet, single crochet, 2 single crochet. Single crochet, single crochet, 2 single crochet. Single crochet, oops, I lost one of my threads. So single crochet, single crochet, 2 single crochet, and single crochet, single crochet, and 2 single crochet in the last one. 1, 2. So I'm going to put 2, meaning I had 2 single crochet in between the increases. Okay? Each row you're going to increase your single crochets by 1. So in the next one, I'll take this out. Oh, it's got a little hook on it or something. So we're going to do 3 single crochet and 2. Now, that's why it's good to write it down. So your first stitch is 1 single crochet, and we're going to mark that stitch as our first one. So we said we're going to do 3 singles. 1, 2, oh, I lost my 1, 2, 3, and now we'll do 2 double crochet. And then we'll do 3, 1, 1 in the next one, and 1 in the next one, and then we will do 2 in the next one. Okay, so we did 2 in there, so the next, we'll do 1 in the next one, 1 in the next one, 1 in the next one, and 2 in the next one. And then 1 in the next one, 1 in the next one, 1 in the next one, oh, I lost my black, hold on. And then 2 in the next one. And then 1 in the next one, 1 in the next one, 1 in the next one, 2 in the next one. My yarn is stuck somewhere. Okay, so then 1 in the next one, 1 in the next one, 1 in the next one. We're coming up to the last stitch, and I'll put 2 in that one. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it. It's really hard to see when you have so many different colors, but you are starting to do this 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, or is it 5 times? It's 5 times. So that was 3, meaning we did 3 single crochet. We did this one, you did 2 in between your double. Okay? And you keep doing this. Now, this next row, we will do 4 and then 2, and 4 and then 2, and 4 and then 2. And then the next row, we will do 5 and 2, and 5 and 2. And this keeps your circle expanding, but it'll be even all the way around because you're doing it like this. Does that make sense to you? Okay, so you keep doing this until you get the size that you want. I did this until I had 18 inches. And I don't, or was it 15 inches? It was 15 inches. I kept doing this until I had 15 inches, and I can't remember how many single crochets between the 2 double, or the 2 crochets in one that I had. But at any point, when you get to this point, depending on how big of a basket you want to make, this is what determines. I could make a basket out of this. It would be a basket this size. If I made my circle this size, my basket would be that size. If I make my circle this big, my basket will be that big. This is how you determine how big your base is going to be, is how big your circumference of your basket is going to be. The sides, that's something different, but this is how you determine how round and the space inside your basket. So I will do a few more rounds. I will go to 5, and then I'll let you carry on. So the next one, I got my yarn is caught here. I just got to fix my yarn. Hold on. Okay. It was all twisted around the legs of the chair. That's what I mean about getting your yarn where if you have some space, try not to have any chairs or legs of things so that it doesn't get wrapped around, because it will. Now for this one, I'm not adding the other colors for the base because really you don't see the base. I'm going to start adding the other colors once I start getting up to the sides. So I'm going to continue with these colors for my whole base. I'm thinking I might add now this strong cotton in it. I just want to make it a little bit more tough. So I'm going to throw that one on the floor, and I'm going to add this to this next part here. Okay. And that'll give it a little extra texture. So we're going to do 4 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2. That's what we're going to do on this round. So the first one, just trying to hold this. We are going to do 1 single crochet, and I'm going to mark that one. Always mark your first stitch. It just you can count if you want, but why count if you don't have to? This is the worst. It's got a little catch on the end. So it's got a little plastic that's hitting on the end. Take my hook off here. There. Okay, that's the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. See what a difference that's making now, even just with that thread in there. And 2 in here. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Somehow I'm getting a double thread here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. See that nice little texture that's putting in there? Just gives it a little bit of a woven look. I really like that. One, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one. You'll always have 2 in the very last one in the round. 1, 2. So that was 4. So I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to continue adding one more stitch in between the increase, which is where you put 2 single crochets in one. That's your increase. So I'm going to add one more single crochet before I do my increase all the way around. And I think I'm going to leave this here. This will be part 1. You go ahead and make your base however big you want. You just take a measuring tape and measure across here. Mine was 13 inches. I'm going to make this one as the same size as I did the last one. But if you wanted to just stop here and make a little basket, you can stop here. Or if you want to go a little bit further and make a little basket to put a pot with a plant in it, or to put some yarn in it, whatever you want, however big you want to make it, stop there. And we will continue this project in another video. We'll do the sides. So I hope I made this as clear as mud. And if you're a new crocheter, the single crochet is just, I should have probably said this first. You just go in this little loop with your hook, grab your yarn, pull it through so you have 2 loops on, and then wrap your yarn around and pull it through. That is a single crochet. It's easy peasy as that. And I must mark that first stitch. I got to change this. This is the worst stitch marker in the world. So have fun making your base, and part 2 will be tomorrow, and we will continue making our basket. However big you want to make your basket is just fine with me. Comments below if you need help. Holler. See you later.